This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Perky.
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? This is Kings and Dreams back with another video, and we got a special guest here, man. Learn2TravelTV. What is going on, man? How are you?
Good, King. Thanks for having me. It's an honor. I've been watching your videos for a while now. I'm glad to be on the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. So before we get into it, let the people know a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Whatever it is that you feel as though like you kind of want to tell them, but kind of give them an elevator speech, if you will.
Okay. Well, Learn to Travel originally from Panama, moved to the United States.
I'm an island boy, Panama.
Just without the hair.
Right.
Moved to New York, Long Island specifically when I was 14 years old. After college, I came to the DMV, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, and got married, tried to start the American dream. After 3 years of marriage, got divorced, and that's when I found my love for traveling.
Yeah.
And it hasn't stopped since then.
Right.
So, yeah, man.
Okay.
That's me in a nutshell.
All right. Cool. Appreciate it, man. All right. Well, so let's start. Let's start with you moving from Panama to the States, right? So about how old were you when you did that? When you moved to the United States?
I was 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, my father's in the military, so when he retired, we moved to New York from Panama.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Long Island. Not too bad. I'm from Brooklyn.
Strong Island.
Yeah.
Strong Island.
It's all right, but for Brooklyn, we call it the jungle, man. It's all good, man. Okay. It's all good, NYC, we New York, we got to stick together, man. It's all good.
Hey.
Absolutely. All right, so then, so you relocated to the DMV, right?
Yeah.
And so from the DMV, now are you still there now, or is this like your destination at this current moment?
Right now, I'm in Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And
how long were you?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and counting down the days till I'm back on the road. I'll be in Colombia in March.
Yeah, likewise. Me too, man.
Okay. May link up.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. So like this, the third week of March, I'll be down there.
Okay. Last week of March.
Oh, okay. Cool. So right after each other, man. But let's we can talk offline and talk about some, the dates that you're gonna be there and I'm gonna be there, and let's try to see if we can figure something out, man.
Absolutely.
All right. So speaking of traveling, so what got you into traveling?
Oh man. So after I got divorced, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just moping around, thought, life, I was at the end of the road. So I went to Panama, and it was just to go bury my uncle. And I ended up staying there for about 2 weeks. And I just found that passion, being around my people. I haven't been in Panama in I don't know how long, and just seeing different places, seeing how things have changed. Went to my old school, my old house, and I was just like, man, this is cool. This is it just brought out a feeling in me that I just wanted to do. I just wanted to keep doing and just seeing other countries just from that visit to Panama. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, man. So you were down, depressed, went and basically
down and
got
out.
some home loving, some home cooking, and that kind of,
Absolutely.
that kind of like recharged the batteries, right?
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and I was gonna say, man, I just found that energy, like you said, and I realized, man, this this is what life is all about,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just been a ghost ever since.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So now, now I saw one of your videos. You had talked about you had lost 50 pounds, and congrats to you, man.
Appreciate it.
Definitely, man. Hard work, dedication, and so now was you being like you on a you have your divorce and you kind of you going through that. It's a very challenging thing mentally, spiritually, and as men we all know could be financially. So it's a pretty big hit, right?
Yeah.
So with all that, no excuses, but things happen. We can maybe put on some pounds and stuff like that. So like was like you maybe going back home and then getting like re-inspired, like was that part of your journey, like to,
Uh,
to lose the weight?
yeah. Yes. So when I came back,
Mm-hmm.
I saw some photos of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
I I couldn't breathe when I was down there. I thought it was because it was the heat and I thought I had asthma. No, I was just out of shape and it was just more
Right.
noticeable
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um and I felt sorry for myself for about a year. You
Mm-hmm.
know, in DC you have to live apart for a year before you can officially be divorced. So I slept on an air mattress for a year thinking
Mm-hmm.
that I was going to go back home. I was just eating everything in sight. I was just going to work, and man, when I came back and I saw those photos, I just had to catch myself and just had to turn it around.
Yeah.
So that's when I saw AMS, Alpha Male
Mm.
Strategies, the ball guy, the
Yep.
guy that goes like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, and he was just talking to me.
Right.
And and that was my focus. I started looking and finding my purpose, um, started getting busy, and most importantly started going to the gym. Took out a
Mm-hmm.
membership, started eating vegetables, started drinking a lot of water,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just a mindset from that moment when I was introduced to that guy
Right.
on YouTube.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, definitely shout out to Alpha Male Strategies, man. Yeah, when we see something, us as people that like whatever it is, if you see something on TV, something in a movie, and like if you just feel like that person or that situation is reflective of you, and you see yourself in that situation, or you get this feeling that like this person is talking directly to you
Yes.
and you got inspired and got your act together, man. So big up to you, man. Big up to
Yeah.
you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So all right, so with the weight loss, so now let's get back into the traveling. So you went to Panama,
Yes.
you got your mind right, got your body right, and you started traveling. So tell us about like what was like the first place outside of your home country that you traveled to?
Uh, Costa Rica. I went to
Okay.
Costa Rica,
Hmm.
and then I went to Colombia,
Yeah.
and once I went to Colombia, it was a wrap. I
Right.
was I was hook, line, and sink.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yep,
They
yep.
got you. Yeah, they got you on the hook, huh? Got you, man. So what are some of the places that you've been to in Colombia, and what is your favorite city in Colombia and why? So it's a two-part question.
Okay, so I've been to Bogota,
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Cartagena,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been to Barranquilla.
Mm-hmm.
But by far, I think I know my favorite city is Cartagena. The beaches are amazing. I love the beach. Just seeing different people. It's just diverse. There's a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
So I would say Cartagena is my favorite, and then my not so favorite was Bogota. That place was just it wasn't cold like in the United States, like how we're facing right now,
Mm-hmm.
but from being in other cities in Colombia, then you have to wear a sweater at night, and
Yeah.
there was just so much traffic. So
Right.
yeah, I prefer Cartagena.
Yeah, Bogota. Well, Bogota, it's an elevated city, right? So
It's
if you think
easier.
about it, right, it kind of reminds me of like Denver, Colorado.
Yep,
So
Mile High,
yeah, Mile
exactly.
High City, right? Exactly. So like for me, like I don't mind like wearing like like a small jacket or a sweater, but if I'm on vacation, that's not really what I want to do. It's not really
Exactly.
what I want to do. So you said that Cartagena was your favorite. Now, my like I've been to Colombia too. Like the first time I went to Colombia was um it was in Barranquilla, the festival in Barranquilla, and that was in 2020, February 2020. I went with Flyboy. Shout out to Flyboy as well. And um, I just fell in love with Colombia. Like I went to Barranquilla, went to Cartagena. Then we went to Palenque. Went to Palenque as well.
Palenque? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Freetown city. So
Mhm.
um, that I love that. And then I came back later that year, and then that was when I went to Medellin, and then I was like, "Oh, it's over! It's over!"
I've
Like,
never been to Medellin.
yeah, see, Medellin, like I love it because it's the metropolitan city,
Mhm.
and it's not too humid. It reminds me of well, there's certain parts of Medellin, but like I would say like the El Poblado area, like where they have like the high rise buildings and things like that, and it kind of reminds me of like Midtown Manhattan, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
and then the weather, like it's not humid, maybe like 70s or so. So you got like New York like landscape with LA weather. So
Oh
it's
wow.
like, oh, right,
Back to back
exactly. Yeah,
rooms.
yeah. So it's definitely a vibe, man. Um, so in Cartagena, like what were some of the favorite things that you like doing?
Uh, so I enjoy eating.
Mm-hmm.
I love seafood, so there's a
Yeah.
lot of eating involved. And then just like visiting the different sites.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, going to the volcano,
Mm-hmm.
um, just going trying the different foods at the
Mm-hmm.
different restaurants. Just learning about the history of Cartagena.
Right.
I'm supposed to
Culture.
link up with Wilfredo. He's a big YouTuber down in Cartagena, and
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to do something together. And he's gonna show me around. So I'm excited about that.
Oh man. All right. Yes, definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a good look. That's gonna be a good look.
yeah, the Spanish and the English. We're gonna be translating, going back and forth because I'm fluent in Spanish, so
Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect.
it'll
Perfect.
be, it'll be,
I'm
it'll be a
I'm
big
not I'm not 100%, but I would call myself like 70.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
way the 70 is better than pulling out the translator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I realized like I started using that less and less. Um shout out to my boy, social light skin. He's gonna create a page as well, and he speaks fluent Spanish. And he was just telling me like, watch like Spanish movies, look at the subtitles, look at the words, and just try to learn like the like how they say whether it's a masculine word, feminine word, and things like that. So I just started like picking it up because I'm like responding and not thinking about it. Like I just do it. So but the more you do it, the better it is. So I know I know some people use the translator app. Some people are using Duolingo. What I will say is like anybody that is trying to learn a different language and you're going to a country that speaks a different language, just keep practicing and keep working on it. Like you don't have to be 100% fluent, but you want to be able to at least like kind of get yourself around, just in case,
Yeah, and it also shows people that you actually care
Right.
for attempting to learn, as opposed to I'm just here, I'm on
Right.
vacation.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, man. All right. So, what is so what are some of the next countries that you want to visit? Like, what's on your bucket list?
So I've been to Thailand.
Okay. So you have been to Thailand. Okay.
Yeah, I've been to Thailand, and actually that is my favorite country. So that
Oh,
was,
okay. I thought you said Colombia was your favorite. Whoops.
well,
I'm sorry.
no. I answered it. Traveling by myself, it's Colombia, but in the past, when I traveled with my ex-wife,
Oh, okay.
by far, Thailand was my favorite.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
I want to go to Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Belize.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of just being in Central and South America, just because of the time travel. As
Right.
opposed to traveling for 21 hours. Like
Yeah.
Colombia, I can be in Colombia in 5 hours. So I just
Right.
like those short trips where I
Yeah.
don't lose a day or two traveling. I just
Right.
rather enjoy. So yeah. So basically, South America and Central America.
Okay.
I don't. Everyone talks about going to Brazil, but I'm not there yet. I'm not comfortable with the Portuguese.
Yeah.
So and that long flight. I think they said it's like 9 hours.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. So we're in the East Coast, so yeah. I would say like 9-10 hours, but
Yeah,
that's yeah. But it depends on the layover you get too, because you have to get a layover. Like it's not like we could just fly like straight
yeah,
over. We got to get a layover.
yeah. So that's where my comfort level is right now in you know South and
Okay.
Central America. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So you have like no interest of like going to like Europe or Australia, nothing like that. I mean, I know you mentioned like the distance, right? So,
Yeah, I've been
uh,
to China too. I've been to China. I went to
oh,
China
okay.
October of 2019, right before the pandemic
Hmm.
started over there,
Yeah,
because they
oh,
closed down
okay.
back in November or so.
Mm.
So I was there in October, and it was interesting. I was able to move around. The signs in the train station were in English and Chinese, so that was good. And it
Okay.
was it wasn't as hard as I thought it would. I was in Beijing.
Ah, okay. All right. So you were in a major city, so it wasn't like you were like in a like tourist area.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were.
you were in a tourist area. I said that the wrong way. I meant that like you were like not in the tourist area. That's what I meant to say. Like in a different area, like like where the locals primarily live.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
I
meant to
was
say.
in Beijing, so
Right.
it was easy to maneuver.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. So what's like some of like the favorite foods or place that had like some of your favorite food? I know you mentioned Colombia, but you said Thailand before you started traveling alone was your favorite. So like was Thai food your favorite?
So it's a tie and they're total opposites. It's a
Okay.
tie between Thai food and Trini food. You know,
Yeah.
being from New York, the
Yeah.
cocoa bread,
Yeah.
coconut rice,
Of course. Of
but
course.
Trini food, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
spices and
Yeah.
the doubles, man. I love Trini food, but
Yeah.
it's neck and neck with Thai food
Yeah.
and Thai street food. Man, you come here to DC and you go to a Thai restaurant, the flavors are nothing like what you have in Thailand. So
Ah. Okay.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
definitely between Thai and Trini.
Okay. What part of Thailand were you at?
I went to Phuket, I went to PP Island, and I went to Krabi.
Okay. So
So three,
you haven't been to Pattaya.
no, 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 no.
Hey, Richie Mack, man, be pulling up on you, bro. Oh man, yes, yes, yes. All
Yeah,
right,
but I loved it. I love
yeah,
Thailand.
for sure, man, for sure. Yeah, no, that's good, man. So let's go to your YouTube page. Like,
Mhm.
what made you decide to create a YouTube page, and why the name?
Okay, so let me tell you. So I was in a low period of my life, like I had
Mhm.
mentioned earlier, and one of the things that I've always wanted to do was be a YouTuber
Yeah,
or a content creator, but I was always afraid.
yeah.
And 2022 hit, and I said, you know what, this is going to be it. So January 1st, I uploaded my first video, and it was a rocky start. Don't when I was big, I hated seeing myself on camera. So
Mhm.
even doing an interview like this, it takes a lot out of me. So yeah, man, I just wanted to break out of the cycle of just being afraid. Wanted to break out of the cycle of just not putting myself out there.
Mhm.
So this YouTube thing has been very it's been an amazing experience. I've been on now for what, like 45, 50 days now. So
Yeah,
I man, it's been the best experience so far. And I
yeah.
got I got guys like you and all the other travel bros that have been supporting me and telling me to keep on doing it. It's it's a good group of guys. I'm not even gonna make anything up. That's
No,
a fact.
it is. It's yeah, no, it definitely is. It's very one of the things that I mean, you mentioned like how like you were, how you were kind of nervous, and then you like dropped your video. And one of the things about me was that when I first started, you know, I was nervous. Like I was like, 15, 20 pounds bigger. And I was like, oh man, like I wanted to do it, but like I didn't feel comfortable. And then also like, and then also I had and also I had to adjust my lighting, and I was trying to figure out like, okay, like, and I was like moving all around my house, like, okay, where would I sit down, make me feel comfortable, and then like. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit right underneath the effing light, and that was that. So that's how it happened. But what I would just say is that you just keep at it and you keep consistent. Like when I started my channel July of last year, and then I would drop videos like kind of sporadically here and there, and then the feedback from my friends, family would say like, "All right, so when are you dropping another video again?" Now they can't get me to stop hitting them up. They're like, "All right, hold on, I got some catching up to do." But like, it's such a good feeling. Like once you're out there, and then like you have people who support you. You said that like people like me support you. I mean, but we support each other too. So it's like that we know that people are respecting what we do, and that gives us that confidence to keep going and keep pursuing what we got to do.
And I think that when we're making these videos, we're
Mhm.
not making them for ourselves.
No.
We're trying to help others.
Right.
And for me, that's what I'm doing. You know, I came out of a divorce. I
Mhm.
was obese.
Mhm.
You know, I was lacking confidence.
Mhm.
So I just want other men that are watching my video to know that they're not alone.
Right.
And I just want them to know that if they need some sort of inspiration or motivation, that's me. That's why in the beginning, I didn't want to put my face on any of the thumbnails. I didn't want to do
Mhm.
any of that stuff. But
Mhm.
as I was getting DMs and emails and guys are just saying, "Hey, great job,"
Mhm.
and how did you do that? I was like, you know what? This is how I used to be.
Right.
So yeah, man, I'm fortunate to have found YouTube
Yeah.
100%.
I agree. I agree 1,000%. I think that a lot of I think that a lot of men YouTube has helped inspire them, whether it is that they want to travel, whether it is that they want to work on their physical fitness, whether it is their financial fitness, even their mental fitness. Um, there's so many things on YouTube. When you find it, it's it's truly a blessing because YouTube has definitely helped me out as well. Like I know I get feedback about my content and the things that I know and the things that I've learned. Uh, and yes, I've learned things in my everyday life, but also watching people on YouTube has helped me as well.
Yeah,
But
and
this
it
is
helps. It helps.
yeah, definitely. All right. So, now, one of the videos that you have put out was, 10 red flags, 10 red flags when you are dating overseas. So, that's, to be honest, like, that's one of my favorite videos. So, what kind of, like, I know that you say you look out for men, but what inspired you to, put like the red flags, like, why to
Okay.
look out for them, and then also what would you say would be like your top 2 to 3 red flags?
Okay. So this is where I say my stories in my video,
Mm-hmm.
they're factual
Yep.
and loosely based on me and my experiences, but they are facts.
Okay.
So take that however you want.
All right. You
So
dropped the bars. Got you.
so everything that's been mentioned in those videos
Mm-hmm.
have been experiences, whether they're from me or my
Mm-hmm.
compadre that I travel with. So that's how I came up with that concept.
Right.
But the top two red flags I would say is if you can't communicate with the lady, and I'm paraphrasing myself now, but if you can't communicate with the lady, how is it possible that you're in a real relationship? She's not trying to learn the language, and the only way you get the love and the affection is when she calls you that she needs something. So that's a red flag when she calls and she always wants something.
Mm-hmm. Always got a
Um,
hand up. Yep. Mm-hmm.
the second red flag I would say is when no, I can't say that. When you're traveling when you're traveling with a young lady, okay? Or no, when you're traveling and you're trying to meet up with your young lady or call your
Mm-hmm.
young lady and she's not available, you know her work schedule, but she's not available, and
Oh
then
yeah, she's just not available for you.
not available for you. And then
Hmm.
the third one is always the cell phone. There's always a broken cell phone. There's always a lost cell phone. There's always a
Yep,
stolen cell phone. There's
yep,
always a cell phone.
yep.
So so my red flags in these countries is always do not, we're men, some of us lead with our money when we can't lead other ways. So
Hmm.
with that, just be careful, guys. That's all I'm telling you. Just be careful.
Right, right. So, you mentioned some men leading with their money. So would you say that it would be beneficial to be RP aware when you're traveling, like knowing the traits? The reason why I asked that is because the Western society hypergamy it's just it's it's so ridiculous. Yeah, it's a mountain. However, right, like countries, not going to say all, but a lot of countries around the world, especially in South America, they're starting to see us travel, so the hypergamy is starting to elevate. So I'm of the belief that men, you have to be RP aware, because when you start to lead with your wallet and you're giving her instant gratification. Oh, you're so beautiful, and you know, and you start buying little stuff, and it may not necessarily mean, like it may not necessarily mean much to you, but the thing is, if you're really like caring about this woman and really trying to establish something with her, but all she sees you for is a wallet. Case in point, what you had mentioned, stolen cell phone or broken cell phone or something like that. You know, baby, I need a phone. Oh yeah. Oh, what you want? The new iPhone? What is it now? iPhone 20, whatever it's called now. Yeah, she wants like the brand new phone. Like she don't even want. You can't even like get her like a normal like you can't get her a normal phone. She wants that new iPhone, like, and she wants like the new case and everything on it. Like, oh, it's lit. You talking
No,
like,
they never have a case because that's how they always breaks. They
yeah.
never have a
Oh, well,
case.
that's true. They never have a case. All right. So let me retract that. But she still wants that iPhone. Like she wants that iPhone like 40. The iPhone like number
No,
40.
literally.
Yeah, the
I,
iPhone number 40. Then you had mentioned and then you had mentioned like when she hits you up when she only needs something like anytime like you hit her up, you probably can't really like get her. She talks to you for like a minute and then she's like, I gotta go. But when she needs something, oh, your phone
papi,
is
papi,
blowing up.
amor, bebé.
Yeah, baby. Baby. Oh man, this is too funny. This is too funny,
So,
bro.
all right. So I'll tell you,
Uh-huh.
and this is just my opinion because there
Yep.
are people that have found love.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't found love out there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just strictly my opinion. But I will tell
Mm-hmm.
you this:
Mm-hmm.
if if in those countries, those are patriarchal societies.
Mm-hmm.
The man is like the leader of the house.
Right.
So if you go down and this is why it's important to learn the language. This is important why you speak the language. If you go down there and you communicate with a young lady, a woman down there,
Mm-hmm.
and you let her know your intentions from the very beginning, and show that you are a man because that's what they want. They want to be led, and I don't mean it any type of way, but they want a leader.
Yeah, for sure.
That that in itself goes a longer way than leading with your money
Right.
because they respect a man. They respect men.
Yep.
Now, on the flip side, when you're going to places like Cartagena and you're going to the clock tower, you're going to Medellin and you're going to Rieres, you're going to all these places and you're leading with your money and you fall in love with a young lady from the clock tower or the park, that is when leading with your money is that relationship. That's the great equalizer, the dinero. The dinero. I saw a young lady on Instagram today said, I don't care if it's euro, I don't care if it's pesos, I don't care if it's dollars, as long as it's money. I was like, whoa.
Yep.
So with that said, if you go into town and you meet someone that works at a restaurant, or you meet someone that works at a store, and they're regular people and they're not in that world, I feel you have a better chance of a relationship as a man.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
but once you start, you can corrupt anyone. You see what I'm saying? Our
Right.
job our job is not to solve all their problems. And in one of my videos, I said it's not my responsibility. She's not my responsibility. She was surviving before you. She will
And
survive
she'll
after
survive
you.
after you. Yep.
So it's easy to just say, "Here, baby, whatever. Here, here." And you know what? I'm case in point with me. When I first went down there, I felt, man, she only wants $20. That's nothing. I'll give her $20. She only wants, this is in another video. She only wants $40. Okay, I'll give her 40 bucks. Next thing you know, it turns into $400
Right.
because I'm short on rent. What?
Right.
My
Yep.
my my son needs to go to the hospital. What? But see, these are lessons. This is why I made those videos,
Right.
because I too got hit. I've gotten hit with the fake ID pictures.
Oh
You, you know
wow.
you know what the fake ID picture is?
No, I haven't seen it, but wow.
Okay, so they go on Google. They'll cut out an image of
Oh,
a,
okay. I know. Okay, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
and then they need a blood transfusion. They're in the hospital because they have low blood count. They're in the hospital because their numbers are diminishing. It's, bro. So once you hear these stories, once you meet someone, for me, it's like, okay, let the countdown begin. When
Right.
are they going to ask for something, or
Right.
when am I going to be hit with the IV and the cell phone?
Yeah. See, I've never gotten hit with the IV, but I've gotten hit with the cell phone. And then I've gotten hit like, like my mom's in the hospital, my dad's in the hospital,
It's all from the same playbook.
or yeah, my son is sick or my daughter's sick. Uh, yeah, like can you give me $20? And then I like and then they get mad like when you say no, and I'm just like, all right, well, and then she's like, and then when they try to threaten like they're not going to talk to you, I'm like, listen, like yo, so listen, I'm like, listen, there is more of you than there is of me. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that we are the commodity, not you. Yeah.
Correct.
You gotta put them in line.
And see, that's the other thing. When we travel to these countries,
Hmm.
we have got to band together and say, no, we're not paying for this.
Right.
No, this is too expensive. And that's why last night I dropped that video for the antigen test.
Yes, I saw
Why
that. Yeah.
why are people paying $50 for an antigen test when the regular price is 30? And I was able to get the price lowered for my subscribers. It doesn't make any kind of sense. Why are we doing this? But it's because we don't know and we don't talk about these things.
Right. Well, the thing is, I mean, well, the thing is like this. So, I know, like we're probably gonna get some pushback, and some dudes are gonna say, well, um, I got the money, I can do whatever I want. I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
We all work. We do.
But that's cool. That's cool. But here's the thing. But here's the thing, right? What are the reasons why the rich stay richer or the well off stay well off is because they obtain more and spend less.
I'm not even going to debate that because I agree 100%.
Right.
Why am I going to work hard to give
Right.
to someone just
Right.
and it's all up here. It's all for the ego.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's all,
It's all for that, man. It's all for that. Yep. Definitely all for that, man. You gotta Yeah, man. Men, you definitely have to maintain frame. I get it. You want to you travel. You want to have a great time, but don't simp, man. Unless it's a situation where it's like, listen, like you let her know like what it is. You not trying to fall in love. You know what? That's my GFE. When I pull up, it's cool. When I'm out, it's cool. But what we're talking about is the men like who go there and trying to establish something, and then they end up falling in love with a pretty young thing, and then they end up realizing like, oh, like by like 3-4 months in, they done spent $300 to $400, even
no, no, no.
even
It's
thousands
more
of
than that.
dollars, even thousands
Yeah.
of dollars, yeah,
And then
no reason. Yeah.
the other thing is they go back, they fall in love, right? Then they go back to their little towns, their little cities in somewhere in America.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're working overtime, they're doing this, they're doing that to make ends meet because this is a guy's trip. You go every
Mm-hmm.
maybe at least once a year if you're lucky. But
Right.
don't take your hard-earned money, cut your rent, or don't make your car payment to go to Western Union.
Right.
That's
Right.
insane.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Don't risk your livelihood for theirs, because the thing is like, well, if you are unable to earn, they don't care about you. They do not care about you. It is a wrap. So definitely you got to be RP aware. Stay in your frame. You know, and there's always this phrase. It's called alpha, alpha, and then beta bucks. Obviously, you guys can put that word in what I meant for alpha. I'm not gonna try to mess up my algorithm. My channel's too small right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about, and the word rhymes with tuck. So
Yeah.
there you go.
And King, I will say this. I know there are a lot of issues out here in the United States. I
Hmm.
know we've all experienced it. We know about everything, but I don't know if you notice, but the same things that we see here, we're starting to see down there.
Right. Mhm.
The lashes,
Oh
the
yeah.
nails, and
Yep.
the thing with that is, who do you think's bringing that mentality down there? Who's taking that mentality? The men are. We
Yep.
are we are just we get so caught up that, oh, she's pretty, she's this, she's that. But then somehow we're telling these people, these ladies, that this is what beauty is supposed to be, because it doesn't I don't understand how we can avoid the ladies here, but then go down there and try to date the same type of ladies that we see here, minus the mentality.
Right. Well, the thing is that the um the beta males are accepting of the behavior down there, and what they're seeing is what they're seeing is like, oh well, like if I can, if I can get a BBL, like I don't want to put any major artists on blast, but you could think of anyone, any female artist. If I can get a BBL or a tummy tuck or whatever the case is, and I could wear the lashes, the long nails, long hair, and you got Billy Bob from whatever Texas, and this guy is spending a band on me, and he's saying I'm the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. Oh, okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna do that, and then what's gonna happen? Girls gonna put their girls on because Billy Bob ain't come by himself. Billy Bob got Joey and all of them, right? Yeah. So all of them. So it's like so. You know what? It's called Simp Patrol. That's what I'm gonna call it. The Simp Patrol. So when you got the Simp Patrol with you, it's like, oh, okay, like, oh yeah, we all here to eat now. We all here to eat.
Yeah, it's just sad to see.
Mm-hmm. It is,
And,
man.
and it's easy to fall into the trap.
Yes.
Like your first trip, you don't understand. The second trip, the third, there shouldn't be. You shouldn't fall for it on the third trip.
No,
After
no.
the third trip, it's shame on you.
Yeah, like the first trip, is like, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, oh, this is lit, it's crazy. Yeah, you go look, yeah.
That's
You
why
go,
I give myself a pass. That's why I give myself a pass for the
yeah.
first trip.
Yeah, the first trip is like, the first trip is like it's like someone who it's like someone like who's never like it's like someone like who's never like who's never had like pizza before, and like they just realized they had their first slice of pizza. It's the best thing that they ever had, and like now all they want is pizza, 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 pizza. Right, we get it. All right, like, all right. So the first box of pizza, you got that one. The second one,
No, no,
all
no,
right,
no,
maybe
no
you could
pun
take like
intended. I got the
maybe
box. I
yeah,
got the box of pizza.
you can take like 4 out of 8 of the box. Relax, and then yeah. So it's like, all right, man, just keep. You can't. You gotta you gotta take care of yourself, especially like if you're gonna be traveling like this and you want it to be consistent. Like, you want to just make sure that you're on point. Um, and there's a lot of things that have, that are happening like all over the world with, travelers. Shout out to Razor Rage. He be picking on many sometimes, but I'll be like, all right, it's cool. No, but that's my man. But
That's why I haven't been.
yeah, no, I know, but on a serious note, like, like things are happening over there, and men are being taken advantage of, and you really, really need to be aware and really take care of yourself when you're traveling overseas. Shoot, even domestic, man, even traveling domestic, but anywhere you travel, but especially like overseas, because the domestic you can obviously speak English, but overseas, if you're going somewhere where you can't really speak the language, try to learn the language. Don't have to be 100% fluent. You could even be like 20-30%, but like just being able to say simple words and understand like simple words, at least have like a conversation that can get you to point A to point B. Don't and be mindful of your wallet. Try to use your mind. Use your mind. Your mind is your strongest muscle.
I did a video. It's called the 10 Travel Commandments.
Yes,
And again, going
that's
back,
another one of my favorites, man.
don't don't leave your boys for someone.
Mm-mm.
Res- Remember this. If you use a basketball analogy, you're the visitor. That's their home court.
Right. Yep.
So man, you gotta respect the police. You gotta respect the locals.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can't bring that bravado from the United States. You can have your swag, but you just gotta bring it down from 11 to maybe a 4 or a 3,
Right. Right.
because
Right. Yeah.
they, you know, a lot of countries, they don't like Americans already as it is.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you don't want to be put in a box.
Right. Yeah. You don't. You definitely don't. And you don't want to go over there being being disrespectful. Um, I remember I'm gonna mention Richie Mack again, but he was talking about him in Pattaya, I think it was, like like uh like you can't say anything like about the government. Like people could talk openly about politics here, and like you could be in a restaurant and somebody could be, oh, I'm a Democrat, or I'm a Republican, or I'm independent, or I want to start my own branch of government, whatever it is. But if you go over there and you say something about the president, like yeah, like you could get arrested, like and those jails not like the jails over here, not like like I don't even want to go that far, but basically, what Learn to Travel and I are basically saying is like, when you go to these different countries, you want to make sure that you are being respectful of that country, because they think that like us over here, they think that we're rich. And even if they don't like us, but they think that we're rich, so they look to try to take advantage. So just be on point with that, man. All right. So, with that being said, man, what is next for Learn to Travel?
So what's next? So I have some brothers, a bachelor party. They went down to Cartagena. Now
Mm-hmm.
they're in Medellin, and I was able to help them out. I was able to book a couple restaurants. I was able to make
Nice.
reservations for bars. So I've been able, and I hooked them up with the what was not the Airbnb. I hooked them up with oh uh another location. But
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking to one of the guys, and he said I might be onto something. So last night I had a guy reach out to me and said, "Hey, I want to go to that Sky Bar." So I was able to make reservations for him this morning. I hooked him up with reservations for dinner that same night. So from my videos, it's turning into, I'm not going to say a travel agency, but I'm thinking more of like a concierge
Yeah, I was
service.
gonna say
Okay,
like concierge type. Okay. Yeah.
because I've been there so many times now. I do know some people. I do frequent some restaurants, so I've been networking. And if I
Right.
don't have, and if like the other day the guys were asking for a steakhouse, so I made a phone call, and when they left that steakhouse, they were like, "Man, that was the nicest spot we've been to." So I think that's what I want to start doing. I'm not going to charge a heavy fee, but it's more going to be like a donation thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working myself into right now.
Okay. Cool, man. Yeah. Do that, man. One thing is I have no problem saying I'm a capitalist. So yeah, if I could get a donation out of something, I'm gonna get a donation out of it, man. I mean, because we grind hard to put these videos together and edit these
Exactly,
videos, and this takes time. This takes work.
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, good for you, man. Great conversation, man, and I'm definitely gonna be dropping the link to your channel below. But let people know like where they can find you.
Okay, so they can find me Instagram, IG, Learn to Travel TV. They can email me at this is learn the number two travel at gmail.com, and on YouTube, Learn to Travel TV. So
Okay, perfect.
I'm always available, so they can hit me up if they
All
want
right,
if they
perfect,
want
man.
yeah, if they want to discuss. I'm not a workout guru, but I can do morning lives working out. We can 5 o'clock in the morning. We can work out together doing exercise videos. I can consult on my experiences. No, so I'm always available. I'm always available for the guys.
Oh man, talk about it. Talk about it. All right, man. So I'm gonna get you out of here. So I'm gonna get you out of here. What is your last words? From the conversation that we had today, and what is that you want the people to know? What is that you want the fellas to know? Maybe even the ladies.
I want everyone to know. Yes, it's amazing. Get that passport, traveling. But before you travel and you decide to get into a relationship with someone abroad, make sure you know yourself. Make sure you do the work where you're mentally, physically right before you go down there, because that is a whole nother headache. Trust me. It is not the bed of roses that we all think it is. Oh, I'm going down there and I'm gonna get a pretty young thing. It's there's a lot of responsibility. You're taking on an entire family. You're taking on abuelita. You're taking on her child. You're taking on her mama. So just think about what I'm saying. That's it.
Oh man, Learn to Travel TV, man. I think we got a budding superstar here, man. I think we got a budding superstar here, man.
No, hey, like Charles Barkley said, I'm no role model. I'm gonna say I'm no superstar. I'm just me.
I got you. I got you, man. I got you. All right. Yeah. What I think of all of this, man. Definitely just make sure that you are taking care. Make sure that you're taking care of your wallets. Make sure that you and whatever responsibilities that you have before you travel take precedent over there. If you're going over there to have fun, that's understand. I understand that. But like if you go over, if you're going over there in hopes of finding love, again, just make sure that everything that you have, you keep that intact. You don't lose yourself. Um, Make sure that your mental health is right. Try to work on your physical health. You know, your financial health. Like, try to take care of you before you go over there and have fun or have a nice little young thing. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because here's the thing about it. With men, no one's here to save us, so you got to make sure that you take care of you. That's the most important thing, man. And thank you all for watching. um Learn to Travel TV, man. My man, this was a great one, man. All right, so all y'all stay purposeful, and I am out.
All right, bro.